What's going on, guys? On this episode, we're gonna try to actually pull the cab off of this thing. So, I gotta disassemble a bunch of things. I gotta take this water box off, the water reservoir, and start disconnecting the bolts in the bottom. Pretty much everything's disassembled. I'm gonna leave the wiring harness inside and start picking this thing up. Point thing that I want to do here is probably pull it around, take the cab off, drop it, roll the frame under it, pull it around the corner in that spot over there, drop a new cab on it, and start swapping everything from one to the other. So stay tuned, enjoy the time lapse. So basically everything is disconnected. I got all the plumbing out, the AC lines are out, everything is disconnected. Now I even got the first bolt out. So now I just gotta start lifting the cab, unbolt all the bolts around the perimeter and get the lift arms underneath it and start lifting it. So we got the cab unbolted around the perimeter. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is disconnected. And we're gonna, put a couple more 2x4s underneath the front arm, and we're gonna start lifting this thing. Hopefully it goes smooth. That's a little sketchy, but I can finally roll this thing out and probably disconnect the bed and then roll this out, throw a new cab out with a forklift outside, and then bring it back in. I think that's the ticket. Sorry for the blurry vision, but this is the new cab. So looks like on this one, I pulled the master cylinder out on mine, and this one still has it. And I don't feel like bleeding brakes, so I'm just gonna swap out master cylinders. The coolant tank is probably gonna get swapped out because I left mine. All the AC lines and the steering column will also be swapped out, because mine is a different steering column entirely, and this one has a broken clock spring and mine doesn't. So the battery box are gonna have to leave, and pretty much the whole wiring harness is gonna have to get swapped out. So I'm gonna have to pull the dash on mine and pull the dash out of this one, and do some magic between dashes, because on my dash, on the passenger side, this whole pillar is crumpled up inside and the dash is ruined. And this one has a good dash, but it just has this ugly gray cover. But luckily these dashes come apart, so I plan on taking this dash off and taking this top gray piece off, and mine's good, and mine's also got stitching here to match the rest of the stitching in the truck. So I will swap those pieces out, and the steering column. Pretty much everything else is the same except for the wiring harness. The headliner, mine has speakers in this area, so I'm gonna have to trace out some holes and put some bracketry from the old headliner. My headliner is all junk anyways, so I'll have to throw some speakers on there, swap wiring harnesses on the inside of the cab. So pretty much gotta strip this cab bare, and minus the pedals and all that stuff, and swap everything over from the other one. That'll make for some amazing time lapses, and then hopefully get it started and off to body work. This one has some scuffs right here. Little dents here and there, a dent right there, but this cab did come from, that's not rust, that's just mud. This cab did come from Louisiana, so there's no rust anywhere on this cab. I do have the old the glass from my truck that's gonna go on here, and yeah, hopefully this works out pretty great. As you can see, everything is a lot easier to access while you are down there, so it's a lot easier than doing it when this cab is hovering over the top of this right here. So this will probably be pretty easy. The exhaust is also very easy. While the cab is off, you can get rid of all the sensors, all the modules, and just pretty much easy bolt on. So, and then we're going to be moving forward with getting rid of this cab. Going to park it in that spot right there. Going to clean that spot up, park the cab over there, roll this chassis outside, throw another cab on it, and then start transferring everything from one cab to the other. So now I pretty much got the whole exhaust disconnected as far as the electrical connections. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do is put some electrical tape around these connections, so in case I'm not gonna be selling this DPF because they're going for crazy money and EPA is getting kind of crazy. So just in case, I'm gonna keep everything I take off still around, and if I do ever have to, for some reason, hook everything back up, I don't want these connections to be dirty and full of mud and grime and everything. So I'm gonna tape everything up and start taking the rest of the exhaust off. Sputnik space station. Woo! This thing is huge. So the DPF is off completely now. It's only got 39,000 miles on it. It's pretty clean. Kind of sucks I had to take this pipe off just so I could take or disassemble it properly. So now I just gotta throw that pipe on, throw this back on, and start taking off the cooler. And just like that, the DPF is out. New pipes are in, everything's plumbed. This comes with really nice stainless couplers. Nice hook. So pretty straightforward once you get it out. It's pretty simple. Now I'm going to start disconnecting the EGR cooler. Get rid of that nonsense. So coming along slowly but surely. So I finally got all the EGR stuff deleted. Now I don't have the block off plates yet. I did order them. They're just taking their time because of this whole COVID stuff in the mail. So that should be probably sometime this week, I'm hoping. But I'm just gonna, tape them off so junk doesn't go in there and make its way down to the turbo. So I'll just tape it off, and yeah, the exhaust looks pretty clean. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look like there's a lot of caked stuff. Intake looks exactly the same. I mean, this truck does only have 39,000 miles on it, so hasn't been molested by the EGR too bad yet. So that's why I'm getting rid of it early, to give this truck a little more life. So for now, I think that'll be it. What else do I have left? I think that's pretty much it. Just got to reroute some cooling lines from here to there, and block off some more electrical stuff, and I think it's pretty much good to go. It's a lot easier doing this stuff when it's, when the cab is off. So if you ever get a cab off, I suggest you doing, the EGR stuff, if it's legal in your state, right away. But it took me about, I want to say, good, 25 minutes. It's not too bad. It took me 2 hours when I had the cab on, so on my other truck. But yeah, EGR is deleted, exhaust is deleted, everything is nice and tidy, so we should be in business. Next order of business would be to get that car out of here that's by the bay, and roll this thing out and drop the cab, put on some rollers and roll it over down yonder, down over that area somewheres, and that's pretty much it. What else do I have? Yeah, just trying to get all the little stuff out of the way while the cab is off. Again, one of those while you're down there, might as well type deals. Also, I did end up saving everything, every nut, bolt, to put it back together if it ever comes to that. People are saying that to get these back together, it's about 10 grand. I don't want to do that. So I mean, what are you gonna get for the DPF? 200 bucks? It's not worth it. Not worth it at all. So I'm just gonna store it away somewhere in storage, and I mean, it goes back like a puzzle. Not much to it, nothing to it but to do it. But hopefully I don't get to it. Hopefully I don't get to do it. But if the next person, if I do end up selling this truck and getting myself the 2021, if the next person wants to do it and they don't like the delete and they don't like the power or the performance this thing has, they're more than welcome to. But I ain't about that. I took off the cover off the intake, and usually this area right here is very caked with soot and all the exhaust gas recirculation nonsense, but this one is actually very, very clean. I mean, it's got some dirt on it, but usually it's just caked and you take it off with your finger, and that's all the junk that goes back into your engine. This one is actually fairly clean, surprisingly. So gotta put that back on and retape it probably. So that's that. So I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you like this stuff, if you like this content, I mean, I don't ask for a lot. Just press that like button. It doesn't take a lot. If you don't like it, I mean, there's plenty of other channels out there. But if you like it, like, follow, subscribe, man. There's gonna be a lot more of this stuff. So again, thanks for watching. See ya.